Ladies and gentlemen, these are two victims at the hands of Derek Chauvin, and they were just awarded a total sum of $8.9 million. So it is actually split between these two. They were abused at two different times, it was not at the same time. They don't know each other. So the city just awarded nearly $9 million in a lawsuit filed by two people who said Derek Chauvin pressed his knee on their necks. John Pope Jr. will get 7.5 million. Zoya Code will receive 1.375 million. Well, good for them. And I know there's more victims because they said Derek Chauvin made a habit out of doing this to people. So both lawsuits stemmed from 2017 incidents, two separate incidents. 3 years before, George Floyd was actually murdered by Derek Chauvin, and we saw what happened to George Floyd. I mean, you know how they are. They're going to always repeat it over and over in these articles. So at the news conference on Thursday, Mayor Jacob Fry apologized to all victims of Chauvin and said that if police supervisors had done the right thing, George Floyd would not have been murdered. He should have been fired in 2017. He should have been held accountable in 2017, according to Fry. Yeah, well, y'all sure didn't do it, which means you didn't have any problem with Derek Chauvin's conduct. Both both lawsuits named Chauvin and several other officers. The lawsuit alleged police misconduct, excessive force, and racism. Pope and Code are both black. Chauvin, of course, we know he's white. They also said the city knew Chauvin had a record of misconduct but didn't stop him. Bob Bennett, the attorney for Pope and Code, noted that other officers failed to intervene or report Chauvin. Police leaders allowed Chauvin to keep working, though there was video evidence and body cam footage of his wrongdoing. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, now the female Code, Zoya Code, um, had a history of homelessness and mental health problems when she was arrested in June. So she alleged that he subjected her to excessive force. She was at the age of 14 at the time. The lawsuit said body camera recording showed Chauvin use many of the same tactics on Pope and Code that he used on George Floyd, that he is now currently sentenced 22 and a half years in prison, state prison. And ladies and gentlemen, a George Floyd family was paid out $27 million. Code lawsuit said she was handcuffed when Chauvin slammed her head into the ground and pinned his knee on the back of her neck for 4 minutes and 41 seconds. A second officer didn't intervene, and a responding police sergeant approved the force. Pope's lawsuit said his mother was drunk when she called the police because she was upset that he and his 16-year-old sister left the cell phone chargers plugged in, leading to physical confrontation. So they had a domestic dispute at Pope's location. That's the man that you see there. And Chauvin was the officer that came on the scene and just started in with excessive force. Oh boy. And there's more from what I understand. When Derek Chauvin's case was going on, there were other victims, many, that came forward to said he did the same thing to them that he did to George Floyd. So I'm sure there'll probably be more lawsuits against Derek Chauvin. But again, the police force is guilty. You kept them, and they were fully aware of what Derek Chauvin was doing out there. The complaint alleged that at least 8 other officers did nothing to intervene. Said Chauvin did not mention in his report that he hit Pope with a flashlight, nor did he mention pinning Pope for so long. Chauvin's sergeant reviewed and approved the report and use of force, despite having firsthand knowledge that the report was false and misleading, the lawsuit alleged. Chauvin admitted to many of Pope's allegations when he pled guilty in December 2021 to federal charges for violating the civil rights of Floyd and Pope. He was sentenced uh, in July to 21 years on those charges. So we know Derek Chauvin is now an inmate in Arizona in a federal prison. Y'all, please tell me what you think about this recent story so people are getting paid out behind the excessive force that Derek Chauvin was using when he was an active police officer. I am not surprised. They're going to be paying out a lot more money than this. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.